Welcome to the Dynasty Dads Podcast. Football, rankings, debates, dad stuff with your host, Justin Williams and Matt Renshaw.
And welcome everyone to this edition of the Dynasty Dads Podcast. I am your host, Justin Williams, and with me as always, my good friend, Matt Renshaw. Matt, how are you today?
Good, man. How you been?
Yeah, living the dream.
Yeah. Good week?
Yeah, it was an all right week. I really can't complain. Before we get started, though, we should talk about our sponsor, DynastyTradeCalculator.com.
Stop guessing. Start calculating.
Absolutely. So, yeah, for my week, though, let's see. Not a lot. Carson had his last basketball game as a doubleheader. Did
Whoa.
all right. Yep, did all right. Had a little bit of a ruckus with one of his own teammates, which was kind of weird.
Like a fight?
Wait, I thought it was going to be a fight. I really didn't think it was going to be physical because the kid was doing that thing where he doesn't pass, he just keeps dribbling back. He turns around and backs into his own
Defender?
basket. Yeah, but he just keeps bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. He doesn't look for the pass. He doesn't try to shoot. He just holds on to it for like literally 25 to 30 seconds.
That's what happens when you don't call fouls.
Yeah, exactly. Or time of possession.
Shot clock.
Shot clock, yeah. So that was football. I'm sorry. But he just keeps dribbling it. So Carson eventually got upset with him because he did it like 3 possessions in a row and got in his face about it and, was telling him whatever, how 8-year-olds talk. And the kid got really upset with him and was yelling at him. And so they were arguing back and forth.
What was the other guy saying? You're not open?
I'll do what I want, pretty much, kind of deal.
I do what I want.
Pretty much. Whatever. I'll do what I want.
That's what I was looking for.
How was your week?
Good. It was our spring break from work. So anytime I don't have to deal with other people's kids and just deal with mine, it was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I appreciate you letting me borrow the movie Terminal.
Yeah.
We actually tried to watch it together as a family, but unfortunately,
Why would you watch it together as a family? It is
it was
not
PG-13.
a family movie.
The baby is way too young to understand anything that's going on,
And the
so she don't
8-year-old
care.
that just about fought his teammate?
The 8-year-old is like 4 years off, watches professional wrestling, plays Call of Duty Zombies. It's like he's already there. He's already there. There was nothing in that movie that was bad. Nothing he doesn't see from his own parents.
Okay.
I mean, the portion I watched, Terminal, I got through we got pretty close through all of it. It was bad.
No, it was not.
It was
Get out
probably...
of here. You are wrong.
I wanted to drink bleach. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, and you don't like Up. So
Up
obviously there's
sucked.
something wrong with you.
I would rather watch Up 3 times than watch Terminal halfway through Terminal. Really.
Terminal is like one of the most underrated Tom Hanks movies ever.
Bored me to death. Almost literally.
No. You're here.
I said almost literally.
Almost literally or
Almost literally bored me to death.
You can't be bored to death unless I take a 2x4 board.
Speaking of bored to death, how much of the NFL Combine did you watch this week?
I saw the highlights. I didn't watch it live. What do I need to watch live for? That's what Twitter's for. Everyone shows me the highlights.
I see all these videos being tweeted out from the NFL and other people like, whoa, look how fast he ran. Like, I've seen men run before.
Yeah. Fast guys, too. I watched Usain Bolt.
I don't ever watch it. Or when they do the vertical jump. The vertical jump is probably the funnest thing, the most fun video to watch from the Combine.
Well, really? You've never seen anybody jump?
Well, I've seen them jump, but I don't usually see people jump that high. We've all seen people run fast.
You've seen people dunk?
That's the thing that people forget. A 5-second 40 to me is really impressive. But if you're an NFL caliber player running a 5-second 40, they're just like, oh gosh,
This
terrible,
guy's terrible,
awful.
This guy's a Vander Holyfield's kid.
Yeah, but as soon as I see people jumping, 40-inch verticals and stuff, it's like, what in the world is going on? These guys are freaks.
It's jumping. It's in shorts and T-shirts.
I know you
Means nothing.
You can't put too much into it, but we're going to. So, but before we do, we should really talk about our news and notes, shall we?
What do we got?
Jason Witten is back, man.
Yes.
Going to be 37 years old this season and cashing in on $3.5 million.
That seems light.
I don't think so. I think that's going to be, when we look back at it, I think it's going to be a little bit of an overpay. Imagine being so bad at broadcasting that you have to unretire from football.
I don't think ESPN, he came to them and said, hey, I want to go back. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Here
See
you
ya.
go.
Can you take Booker with you?
Yeah. God, boogers are awful, man. He's so bad.
Oh.
He's so bad. I miss Gruden. I really do. I loved Gruden in the booth. I know a lot of people didn't.
No,
I
wasn't
love
a fan.
Gruden. Is there any fantasy relevance here with Jason Witten?
To be fair, the tight end position is a minefield. Like he could be a low end one.
He could have an Antonio Gates type season.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be
Well,
weeks
not
where
this
you
year.
like. No, but there's going to be weeks where you kind of like to have him. But you'd have to be real desperate.
Yeah. Tight end premium leagues, he's a starter.
Oh,
No?
yeah. No, with that offense, yeah, I could see it. That offense can sustain fantasy value for Jason Witten. I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
think it
yeah.
could. Let's see. Oy, this probably should be what we let off with, but oh my man, Alex Collins,
Why are we leading? Who cares?
dude, stop it,
Yeah, you have
stop
the
it.
biggest man crush on this guy, and it's for what reason?
He was the lead running back in Baltimore.
No,
What are
he
you ta-
wasn't.
Yes, he was
No,
until he got banged up.
Yeah, what, week 1?
Anyways, he's in a bit of trouble. After you were salty today, is it the terminal deal? Is it because I made fun of your movie?
No, you like this Irish dancing guy who hasn't been good for 2 years.
That's not true.
You had a hot take about him, and he was nowhere close.
After being cut by the Ravens this weekend, details are finally leaking out as to why. Alex Collins was he is facing 3 charges stemming from his arrest in Baltimore Friday morning. Collins was taken into custody after crashing his Corvette into a tree about a mile away from the Ravens facility.
Yeah.
The 24-year-old who was released by the Ravens mere hours after his arrest was cited for possession of more than 10 grams of that Mary Jane. Intent to distribute marijuana and possession of a handgun inside of a vehicle. Intent to distribute marijuana is a felony, while the other 2 charges are both misdemeanors.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. The 2016 fifth-rounder was $500 bail early Saturday morning. Following an initial court hearing, Collins is less than 2 years removed from a promising 2017 campaign, but he'll probably have to resolve his legal issues before getting a look elsewhere.
What do you think that move's called in Irish line dancing? Where you cross the line and run into a tree.
Man, sucks. So, Gus Edwards, huh? Are we all on the Gus bus?
No.
What?
No.
I am behind the Gus bus 100%, man.
They're going to draft a running back.
Yeah, they probably will. Or they'll go out and just sign one.
Yeah, they could do that too. Could you imagine Le'Veon Bell in Baltimore?
Not
2
really.
games against the Steelers?
Not really.
Beating up on the black and gold?
Black
Yellow?
and yellow, black
That's
and
the-
yellow, black and yellow.
Anyway, yeah, they're going to get somebody. Gus isn't the lead guy.
Speaking of Ravens, we probably should mention it at least. 34-year-old safety Eric Weddle was just released by the Ravens. Weddle joins a ridiculously stacked pool of safeties hitting free agency. Landon Collins of the New York Giants has also been informed he will not be franchise tagged and hitting the market. Both will join Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger Matt, Earl Thomas,
Honey Badger don't care.
and LaMarcus Joyner. That is a stack.
Who's your favorite
My
of that group?
my heart says Tyrann, but
Wow.
my brain says Landon Collins. Landon Collins, to not be a Giant right now is just insane to me.
He's a
They'll pay-
linebacker. He's not a safety. He's a linebacker. He's a safety that plays in the box, which is a linebacker.
Yeah, he's fun to watch though. He
Earl
really is fun to
Thomas.
watch.
Earl, center fielder Thomas.
How old's Earl Thomas?
Legion of Boom. I think he's 30, 31.
So,
Younger than Eric Weddle.
they haven't been a Legion of Boom for years.
No. He's ready to lead a new Legion of Boom.
That was kind of a tongue twister, wasn't it?
Yeah. I said it right, though.
The Miami Herald's Barry Jackson reports that Frank Gore plans to return for his 15th season in 2019. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported the same at the end of December, but Jackson's reports the Dolphins have yet to make a decision if they're going to bring back Gore. So Gore will turn 36 in May.
What comes first? A Tom Brady retirement, a Frank Gore retirement, or the end of the world?
It's a close one between Frank Gore and the end of the world. It's very close. I had to think
Golly.
about it.
I like Gore.
He only had like 500 yards rushing last year.
I know. I like him as a person. He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, sure.
Easy.
To spend this, this age to be a running back.
He's
and
top.
To be an employed running back this long in the NFL is crazy.
I think he's top 10 all-time rushing yards.
I would believe it.
I think he's like 7, 8.
I would.
There.
I 100% believe that.
So, yeah. Good for him.
A little bit more of IDP news, and then I'll stop. The Texans assigned the franchise tag to Jadeveon Clowney. The expected move locks Clowney into $15.4 million for 2019. Clowney has tallied at least 9 sacks each of the past 2 seasons.
D-Law got the franchise tag too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
He said he wouldn't play on it. So that is a...
He'll play. Almost.
He's going to get a contract. Well, except for Le'Veon Bell.
That's why I said almost. ESPN's Dan Graziano reports that the Jaguars are expected to sign Nick Foles once free agency opens up. Les Bowen of the Philadelphia Inquirer reported the same on Sunday. If you like D.D. Westbrook, isn't now the time to make a move? Would you agree with that?
I don't know, Justin. If you like D.D. Westbrook, is now the time to buy him?
Absolutely. The time to buy him was 3 weeks ago. D.D. Westbrook's so good, man. He's going to have a breakout season, especially if it has Nick Foles.
Yeah, totally.
I'm already writing my hot take for that one. D.D. Westbrook.
You mean like you did this year?
1,200 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
Lock it in, Matt.
100 yards?
1,200, easy.
I don't know.
He might even double it.
You do this. You get all hyped up about guys, and then they flame out.
D.D. Westbrook, 101 startups right now.
Get out of here.
The Athletic's Jeff Howe reports Todd Gurley has arthritis in his knee.
Did you say arthritis?
Arthritis.
Stumbling over S's and T's, huh?
This explains what Gurley was dealing with throughout the playoffs. Gurley's knee wasn't 100% for most of 2018, but it was magnified after a setback against the Eagles in Week 15. Gurley is considering stem cell treatment this offseason to help with the arthritis. There are some career outlook concerns with Gurley's knee condition. How concerning should this be for Gurley owners? Matt.
I still can't get over the fact that you're selling arthritis.
How worried are you about Gurley's arthritis?
I wouldn't put him in the top 3 in a startup.
I wouldn't either. So
top 5?
Barkley's easily ahead of him at this point.
Barkley, Zeke.
Yep. I'm with you.
McCaffrey?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
Kamara?
I think you're thinking Kamara Gurley. I really think Kamara Gurley is your 4, your 5.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you one way or another.
Yeah. Knees are, scary. And I know your thoughts on running backs. They're a dime a dozen. Use them and lose them. C.J. Anderson, proved that you don't have to be talented.
Is C.J. coming back for sure? Or do
He's
we
a free agent. They said they would like him back, but I'm sure they're waiting him out.
He's testing out the market a little bit.
Yeah, that little bowling ball of a man.
Steve Reich. Last bit of news. Free agency opens up Wednesday, March 13th. The Dynasty Dads will be posting a show late that evening to keep you up to date on any of the day one signings.
Yeah, which we'll know since everyone signs on 4 days before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Matt, before we go, and this is a short show, before we go, we should talk a little bit about the combines. Was there...
The combines?
The combines.
There's multiple?
Combine workouts, I should say.
Workouts?
Workouts. Was there any, I don't know, anything that stood out to you to where you're like, wow, I'm going to write this down in my journal tonight before I go to bed and say my prayers and eat my vitamins. This is something I need to know when it comes time for rookie drafts.
Yeah, DK Metcalf is overrated.
Wow.
Yeah. We knew the dude was going to blow up the combine. You knew, you saw pictures, he was jacked. He runs really fast in a straight line, but his 3-cone wasn't very good. I don't know. I know that those people out there, the I don't know if you want to call it analytics, but everyone loves it. You either love him or you hate him.
It seems like a lot of people love him though. And I like him. I don't love him. I like him.
He's not my wide receiver 1.
You know who else could run really good straight lines? Tyreek Hill.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there is. And I just don't think there's a really close comparable to DK Metcalf right now. I really don't think there's a comparable
Everyone wants
player.
to say Julio.
I don't want to say Julio.
If you look at the 40, the build, he's Julio.
I don't want to say that.
But you
that's
can't
just
look
me.
at the production because Metcalf didn't produce.
Right.
Julio had more yards his senior season than Metcalf had his entire career.
But Matt, I don't want you to go down this road. We do this. We look at college production, and it never, ever means anything when it comes to the pros.
Give me a guy that didn't produce in college that produced in the
We did
pros.
this last week. I'm not looking up all these college, but yes, we did. We talked about college production to NFL production. Sometimes players don't do anything in college and end up being superstars or good players in the NFL.
Like
and
D.D.
vice versa
Westbrook?
happens. D.D. Westbrook was the heart and soul of that Jacksonville god-awful offense.
D.D. Westbrook
last
was
season.
decent in college. He hasn't done much in the NFL.
What do you want him to do with Blake Bortles throwing you the ball?
Wait a minute.
I'd like to see what you could do with Blake
2 years
Bortles.
ago, I could probably not catch the overthrown ball.
I'm sure D.D. Westbrook didn't have double coverage when Dante Moncrief was on the other side of
2
the
years
ball.
ago, you were like, oh, yeah, look at him. He's producing with him. Oh, my gosh, he's doing great with Bortles. This year, Bortles, oh, my gosh, Bortles sucks.
I don't know
That's
what
why
happened.
he's
That
awful.
whole offense tanked, and you know that. That
Yeah,
entire
the whole
offense
team
tanked.
tanked.
That's what I'm saying. Something changed. Something flipped. It wasn't just D.D. And D.D.'s the only one that came close to repeating what he did that year. D.D. Westbrook's not bad, man. He's
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
I can't wait to rub that in your face.
I would love it.
I should probably read a couple of headlines for you. Let's see. Ole Miss wide receiver DK Metcalf ran a 4.33 40-yard dash at the scouting combine. Per the NFL Media Research Department, it was the fastest 40-time Matt of any player to weigh 225-plus pounds since data was first tracked in 2003, my friend.
Straight line.
Of note,
No one guarding him.
Metcalf ran faster than speedy special teams ace Devin Hester, 4.43. Benched more, 27 reps, than Skins left tackle Trent Williams, benched 23 when he had his combine, and recorded a higher vertical, 40.5 inches, by the way, than Odell Beckham Jr., who jumped 38.5. Cleverly dubbed Batman by NFL Network analyst Daniel Jeremiah, Metcalf is expected to be the first receiver selected in April.
Can we go back? I don't get
Me either.
Batman.
I really don't.
DK Dark Knight? Batman? That's the only thing I can come up with.
It's not that clever.
I
Just saying. That was the
Okay.
headline, or the blurb, I should say.
okay.
So wait. So let's get this figured out now.
Okay.
We're post combine. We're pre draft. We're pre all the rookie drafts. We don't really know.
We're pre workouts.
A lot can change. If he goes somewhere, let's where how. So where does he rank for you? If he's not 1, is he 2? Is he 3? Is he 10?
He's 2, but if I owned 102,
How can you hate a guy and say he can only run a straight line and then call him 2?
because I think he's gonna get high draft capital. He's gonna get used. I wouldn't draft him at 2. I wouldn't draft him at all. Like I would trade the pick to someone like you that loves DK.
Don't put words in my mouth. I don't love DK. I think he's a physical specimen. I'm not saying. I think it really depends on where he lands. Everybody else seems to be sold on him going anywhere and being successful. I'm not there yet. I think if he ends up on a team that just is so wide receiver needy, he needs to get the ball,
Like the Jaguars,
like the Jags or like the Dolphins.
the Dolphins need a quarterback.
They do. They really do. But I
Even
think
D.D. Westbrook couldn't do anything with a bad quarterback.
He did do something with a bad quarterback.
Oh, so 10
He
minutes ago
did.
it was the quarterback's fault, but now it's
He was the number 1 wide receiver in Jacksonville, Matt. He did something.
like saying he's the tallest midget. Short person. What's the word? What's the right word? Dwarf?
This is a family podcast,
What's
and
the-
you go off with that slander.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
The baldest person with the most hair. I don't know. Like, whoop-de-doo, you're comparing...
You're thinking of the principal of a homeschool. That's a good one.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Class president of a homeschool.
That too. That works. That works.
He's the only guy there. Of course he's going to put up numbers. He's the only guy there.
Mississippi State defensive end Montez Sweat clocked a 4.41 40. That's amazing.
What 40 do you think you could run?
Oh, I'm in the 7s.
7? 40 yards?
I could if you gave how long do I get to like get ready for it?
Let's go do it after the show.
If I have to do it after the show, I just had McDonald's, so I'm probably closer to that 7 mark than I am that 5.
40?
Yeah.
I think I could run a sub 640.
If you could run a sub 6, I'm probably in the 7s.
I would think I could run a sub 640.
Yeah. I would be really happy if I ran a 40-yard dash in 6 seconds. Like, I think that would be, I'd blow myself
Like
away.
the highlight of your...
I'd have to write it in my diary. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So
anyways, Sweat's 40 of 4.41 was the fastest time a defensive lineman has ever recorded at the combine, which, wow. Sweat, who measured in at 6'6", 260, also completed 21 reps on the bench press. And, I mean, a lot can happen between now and April 25th, but right now, the 22-year-old All-American looks like a lock to go in the first round of next month's draft.
Oh, yeah, this is a loaded defensive line class. Loaded.
Notre Dame wide receiver Miles Boykin ran a 4.42 40. And
That's a little slower than Sweat.
he weighed in at 6'4", 220 and absolutely tore it up in Indy from a measurable standpoint, at least. Boykin posted a 43.5-inch vertical. What?
That's kind of high.
Yeah, an 11'8" broad jump. Wow. And the broad jump number was the third best all-time for any position in combine history. Yeah. His on-field performance left a lot to be desired, but Boykin's athletic profile will undoubtedly rocket him up draft boards. Matt, is Boykin maybe the fool's gold of the combine? It seems like his draft stock is going to skyrocket from this combine.
You mean like DK? I mean, sorry.
DK's was already up there.
I don't know. I mean, he's fast, can jump high. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Notre Dame tape.
That's fair. That's okay.
So
It's only March. I don't expect you to. I mean, it's not like you have a podcast or something. Iowa State's wide receiver Hakeem Butler.
Wait, let me stop you. You say on here his on-field college performance left a lot to be desired, but DK Metcalf's on-field college tape didn't?
We're not comparing any of these guys right now, Matt.
Okay.
That's not what.
Okay, Hakeem Butler. 4.48. Still slower than Sweat.
Yeah, 4.48, 40-yard dash. And Butler was one of the brightest stars to participate on Saturday, putting up a 18 bench press reps, 36-inch vertical, and a 10'8" broad jump, all at 6'5", 227 pounds, with 35.25-inch arms, the longest of all the wide receivers at the combine. This is weird. Butler tore it up as a redshirt junior with the Cyclones and is screaming up draft boards, according to RotoWorld.com. Butler has spent the pre-draft process working out with Calvin Johnson and Anquan Bolden. Have you done any research on Hakeem Butler at
Actually, I watched Hakeem. Being in Iowa, I saw Iowa State games. Hakeem Butler was a guy that I liked. I was hoping would be available in late first-round startups.
That'd be
or
a nice spot.
Rookie picks. Like,
Yeah.
that's where I would like him.
That'd be a nice spot.
He's probably a second, third round wide receiver. He'll probably go to a decent team, so he might not see reps right away, but I like him, yes.
Looks like Noah Fant is a monster. At 6'4", 250 pounds, ran a 4.5 140. Only 9 running backs ran a 4.51 or better.
Yeah. Kyle Francis told us he was going to blow up the combine.
That's right. Also put up 20 reps and a 40-inch vertical. Projected first-rounder in the NFL draft come April. Matt,
Yeah.
you and I have briefly talked about it. Noah Fant is worth a first-round pick in rookie
Oh, absolutely.
drafts.
Yeah.
We even teased, you said in some situations you could see you draft him at 101.
No. Me, personally, could draft him at 101.
I said in some situations.
But I don't want people
stacked.
thinking like I'm telling everybody you should draft him 101. I'm just saying, me personally, I have a 101 in a league that we're in together. I'm strongly considering drafting Noah Fant depending on where he lands.
And let's paint the picture so no one calls you an idiot on Twitter. The picture is that you traded for that 101. You didn't finish dead last.
No, yeah, years ago.
You traded for that years ago. It's fallen into your lap because that team has just died completely.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are with a team that's a competing team. You're a top 4 team.
I'm pretty loaded.
You're locked in at most positions, and then you just tight ends a little weak.
It's not. I have Kittle. Like, he's a top 3 startup tight end right now, but
Do you want to just tell your whole roster while we're here? I mean, who are your wide receivers? Who are your running backs?
wide receivers: OBJ, Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen.
See.
Running backs are Lev Bell, Dalvin Cook, and Ezekiel Elliott.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That was what I was getting at. Like, you don't need anything.
No.
So, I mean, if you have that luxury pick and you're not in love with a wide receiver like
Right.
Metcalf or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe you do take Fant. Fant looks crazy. Now, this is what I love about this draft hype is everyone's going crazy over Fant, and it might totally work out his rookie year, but we have seen rookie tight ends, not be really the best in a rookie season.
Takes 3 years.
Tight end's a tough position. Tight end's like a lot of the defensive positions. It takes some time.
Yeah, we saw Hooper came out 3 years later. I mean, we saw
Njoku kind of lit it up first year and then got better his second. But
Evan
then
Ingram
and
fell back second year, but
you can look at guys like O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard had a high grade.
yeah,
And then it's like, we're not there yet.
overrated Jones.
That's cute.
It's been his name for me. I don't like him.
John Ross's record of his 40 time of 4.22 is still on lockdown. Fastest 40 this year went to safety Zedric Woods. The top offensive 40s go to Paris Campbell and Andy Isabella, who both ran a 4.31. Fun note for quarterback times: Dwayne Haskins ran the slowest with 5.04.
Cool.
Yep.
John Ross shows you that 40 times mean nothing.
Nope, they really don't.
He got drafted 9th overall and has done
All right.
nothing. Haskins, him and Didi are going to be awesome together. Haskins being slow, that's not. I mean, the Giants have a slow quarterback now, so not going to be much of a transition to Haskins.
Any other players you want to talk about before we close out the show?
I'm amazed. I don't even want to say this guy's name because everyone else is talking about him. Like, this could be the one show where we don't talk about somebody that everyone else is.
Who would that be, Matt?
I don't want to say.
Gotta say it, Matt.
Tyler Curry.
Who?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we'll talk about that on a different show because that's a whole show by himself.
Kyler Murray. I said it.
Gosh, 3 times he shows up.
It's like Beetlejuice, yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle Murray.
Yeah,
All right, well, if you don't want to talk about him, I guess.
I don't. I have no.
We have a long time to talk about a lot of these guys. And today we just wanted to kind of go over the highlights of the Combine. As we closer through, probably to April, we'll go ahead and
Start breaking guys down.
Yeah.
A little more where we think they'll end up.
Next week's show is going to be a free agent heavy show. That's really all we're going to talk about. It should be a quick show like this, about probably under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the free agents that have signed. We'll talk about the best ones that are out there. Where maybe we'll play Matt's favorite game of where did they go.
Yes.
I'll then consider slitting my wrist.
Odell
during
Beckham
that show.
traded.
We're not talking trades. I will not do trades with you.
He's going to be traded by next week. Hot take.
Yeah. And then
Antonio Brown's going to be traded.
And then as we get closer to April 25th for the draft, we will go ahead and really break down these rookies a lot more. And that will be fun times. We're probably going to have to get an expert on.
Yeah, I've got a few on speed now.
Ooh, tease. All right, well, that does it for the show. Again, thanks to our sponsor, DynastyTradeCalculator.com.
Stop guessing. Start calculating.
And we will see you next week.
Thanks for hanging out with us on another episode of the Dynasty Dads Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and follow us on Twitter @DynastyDads. Visit us at our website, dynastydads.com, for articles, news, and notes, Dynasty Dads gear, and more.